In today's pedicure, we're going to be looking at a client of mine who I've been working with for several months to help correct that deep curvature in her big toenail. And I'll be doing a little cleanup and some polish, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, my name is Rachel. I go by The Nail Therapist here on YouTube. Today we're going to be looking at a polygel band removal and some nail care and polishing. That pink band you see right there, that's the polygel. She's been wearing that for several months. We've done several different bands as the nail has grown out, and so now it is time to remove the band completely. I start by trimming off the excess nail, and I'm just using the sidewall lifter to see exactly where the edge of the nail is and if I can snip any more. And since I feel like I can't without really getting in there and maybe clipping her skin, I'm going to move along to the other toenails and snip off the excess growth on the other nails as well. This client is in her 80s, I believe, and her big toenail has had a deep curve on our right side, her left side, on that left foot for quite a while, many, many years. And it was causing her a lot of discomfort. And, when she would get pedicures, it wouldn't really help because they didn't really know how to trim the nail with it being so curled in. And so we talked about doing the curve correct band, we talked about doing the polygel, and so we started with the polygel because it does allow for the nail to be corrected at a slower and more gentle pace, and also allow for the deeper curves to be corrected, because the curve correct band is more of a plastic and it's firm, and so it tends to pop off on really deeply curved nails. So I started with the polygel to get the curve straightened out a little bit, so that if we need to in the future, we can apply the curve correct band to get it even more flattened without any problem. So as you can see, within just a couple seconds with the carbide bit that I'm using here, I just have basically removed the band. It takes little to no effort. Going in the forward direction at about probably 15,000 on my Melody Susie nail e-file. And it's, as simple as that. You just sand it right off like you would a gel polish or an acrylic nail. And thanks everyone for commenting on my last video, giving me feedback about doing the text only on the screen versus the voiceover. It was not my intention to do just text, but it was just the way that it worked out. I wanted to get something up on the channel, so I appreciate everybody's feedback. This is an older video, so you can see this is not focusing as well as my new camera. I'm super stoked that my new camera is working as well as it is. I'm so, so, so excited. Hopefully all the rest of my videos will look a lot better and more professional, even though I'm very far from being a professional at all this. So, for those of you who are interested, if you have an e-file and you're looking for good bits, I highly recommend Erica's ATA. She has the diamond bits, the carbide bits. They're all different shapes and sizes for all your needs. This one is the one I use the most. It's the long and lean tapered barrel diamond bit. And it comes in several different grits. So I generally go with the medium or a coarse, just because I feel like it lasts longer and it works just as well. The fine grits are for like a thinner nail or a very, very thin cuticle that's left on the nail. So I generally only use those for fingers. I have a lot more fragile fingers than I do, fragile fingernails than I do fragile toenails. So if you wanted to buy some, the website is in my description, and you can get 10% off using the code REVIVE10. I hope everybody had a great holiday. The 4th of July was not too long ago. We had hot and clear weather, which was great. We went to a soccer game the night before. They had fireworks after the match, and then we could watch fireworks from basically behind our house at the school that's right there the night of. So it was pretty easy for us to see two separate fireworks shows, and I think it's losing its luster on our kids at this point. But, you know, the littlest one is 6, so she still gets a kick out of it. And so that's nice. I don't know if all y'all have noticed this, but I really like to take my time shaping. I think there's nothing better than looking down at your toes and seeing perfectly shaped nails, like the perfect length, the perfect, straightness across. It's not all, high on one side or rough on the edge. And so I really do take my time making sure that the shape is just right. So especially when I'm polishing, because I know the polish is going to make the toenail just stand out. So that's why it takes me a little bit longer to get through the filing. And sometimes I even have to do it a second time because after I clean the nail out, after it's soaked, it'll be a little bit too long and I'll have to snip off more and then reshape. But I'd like to get that shape perfect. So I just went ahead and showed you the basic shaping and buffing of the one side, and I didn't do it on the other side, just for time's sake. And I wanted to get into the polishing, which is so relaxing to watch. So right now I'm using the base coat. I use Mavala 002 base coat on regular polish, and then I have the Dazzle Dry system for those who use the Dazzle Dry polish. So she's using her own OPI polish that she brings to me, so I'm using the Mavala 002 base coat with her. And for those of you wondering what color I'm using, I am sorry to disappoint you, but I have no idea. I do not use OPI polish in my salon. and I never think to look. But it's a very pretty neutral taupe. If you're one to paint your nails at home and you're just not very good at painting, a couple of tips. So don't load the brush too much because then it'll spill all up into your cuticle. You want to try and push the brush back to the back edge as far as you can without getting it on the skin. And then as you press the brush down, it'll naturally spread out. And you want to go to one side and then to the other side and then down the middle again and then across the tip to seal the edge. And then right here I'm using just an orange wood stick with a slanted bevel edge to clean up the skin where I get it onto the skin. What you won't see between now and when I apply the top coat is that I have uh, a little pen, a little remover pen. It's like a marker with a beveled edge, and it has polish remover inside it that I use to clean up any remaining polish left on the skin. I took that out. So I just thought it'd be boring to watch, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should put it in. Next time maybe I'll put it in. You guys can see how fascinating it is. So right here I'm using the Mavala brand fast drying top coat called Mava Dry. It dries really quickly, especially great for hotter temperatures because polish does not like to dry in hot temperatures. So this helps to have it set in about 15 minutes, which is pretty fast by polish standards. Here you can see where we started with her curvature. You can see it's really a deep curve, especially on that right side, and it goes deep into the skin. And now here is where we are. So pretty normal looking. The corner, the very tip of the corner is still slightly curved under, so we might have to do another curve correct on her. But right now she's pretty satisfied, and I have to say she looks great. Don't you think so? I do. Well, thanks again for stopping by and watching with me today. I hope you had a great time, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day.